Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Me again, Shannon Fox here, Devoted Patriots 2 channel. I got several random clips I wanted to bring to y'all today. Just some things going on in the news, on the news feeds. Trump is currently right now signing a ton of executive orders. There's a bunch of them. I've got a couple of them here for you today. But more than that, let me tell you about one of them that I didn't make a clip of. Trump fired the guy that was running CISA, Cyber Infrastructure Security Agency, which oversees elections. And the guy that Trump fired is actually one of the people that fought to help steal our elections, or allow our elections to be stolen. That's probably a better way to put it. And when he was asked about it by Congress, he said he believed it was the most secure. 2020 was the most secure election in history. So Trump got his ass out of there as of today. Trump's been firing a lot of people in the military, top brass, woke DEI crazies, lunatics that refuse to follow orders, some people that have done wrong in their positions from every agency, and I'm just glad to see it. The more people that get fired, the better our country will be when it comes to the people that did not need to be in the job if they're Trump haters. You don't want to follow the new commander in chief because you hate him. You probably need to go find a job down the street. And that's just the facts, folks. And I'm glad to see it. But there's a lot of other things going on today. Trump is just throwing out the executive orders like crazy. But before we get into that, there are a couple things I wanted to get into. First off, this is over here on Truth Social. I'm trying to train myself to use Truth Social a little more. You kind of get stuck in a rut where you only want to be on one or two sites because those are your favorites. Me, I'm trying to be able to jump around a little bit more so that way I've got more access to different types of information. Just like I use the Gateway Pundit a lot, but I don't want it to be one of my only news sources. I use X and YouTube a lot, but I don't want them to be my only two sources of videos. I see what I'm saying here. So there's Rumble, there's Truth, and several others that I've been bouncing around on. It's just kind of hard to get used to being on these sites until you actually do it for a while. But let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to do a little Truth Social, something that Trump said that I thought was absolutely accurate.
I'm proud to be the president for the workers, not the
Uh-oh. See if my volume's not working on this one. Go figure.
outsourcers. The president who stands up
Huh.
for Main Street, not Wall Street,
Says,
who
anyway,
protects the middle
says I'm
class,
proud to
not
be
the
the
political
president for
class,
the workers,
and who
not
defends
the
America, not
outsourcers.
trade cheaters
President
all
who
over the
stands up
globe.
for
They're
Main
trade
Street,
cheaters. They
not Wall
cheated on
Street,
us.
who protects
They
the middle
cheated with
class,
tariffs
not
on
the
us.
political class,
They
and
stole
who
our money.
defends
They stole
America,
our jobs.
not trade cheaters all over the globe. Alrighty then, we're going to go right into it. Now, that's exactly what he's doing. He is fighting a trade war right now. They said the stock market excelled today after Trump kind of changed things up a little bit on the whole tariff situation. Put several of the tariffs for 70 countries down to 10% are on hold because we want to deal with China and get that big behemoth problem out of the way first. And so Trump is in a massive trade war with China, where China originally said 34% tax for us. Trump said, I think it was 104% for China. Next thing you know, China says 84%. Trump says 125%. We've still got the TikTok deal where they're going to lose the right to have TikTok in this country unless they sell it pretty quick. Um, all in play with this. And we're going to have to see what's going to happen. But it looks like already more than half of the countries, have already come to the table hat in hand to renegotiate a deal of reciprocal tariffs or whatever it is that needs to be done to solve the problem. And I'm just glad to see it. Now, China will buckle if Trump has got to go up to 400% tariffs to do it because he's going to win one way or another. And China needs us more than we need China, is what I believe. Now, we do need China for certain items, but within a year or two, we probably won't need China for anything at the rate Trump's going with bringing businesses back to this country. And I do have to believe that. All right, here I got one article I was going to read to y'all, and then we're going to go through a bunch of clips. It says the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, revoked status of almost a million illegal aliens who entered the U.S. through the CBP One app, and we send a message to the users via to leave immediately. I had seen something about this a couple of weeks back. It says um, in March, the Gateway Pundit reported that the Department of Homeland Security repurposed the app to become CBP Home app instead of CBP One app to facilitate self deportation. The new feature allows users to self deport by notifying the U.S. government of their intent to deport the United States. Now, the Trump administration using the app to send a direct directly send the app directly to a message. Well, they did get it all. Yep, they didn't word that right. To send a message to the people on the app, leave immediately. This is according to CBS. The Trump administration is proactively using the app to begin revoking legal status of more than 900,000 app users who entered app, under Biden administration after securing appointments through this app, a CBP One app. The message was reportedly sent to users terminating their parole status and informing them to leave the United States immediately. Those who do not self deport face a fine up to $999 per day. And we know who you are, and if you still got that cell phone, we know where you're at. I bet they're getting rid of those phones. That would be my guess. But it is good news. Now, this here, I do not know the whole, something I would actually have to look up, spend a little time doing a little research. I guess I could ask AI about what's a procedure it takes to fire, impeach these district court judges that are acting a fool, like this Judge Bossberg. It looks like it says a Supreme Court Judge Clarence Thomas approves impeachment of 5 lower court judges in his district. We have to start addressing the problem. So it looks like Clarence Thomas wants to go through the start the proceedings to get some of these woke, lefty, Trump hating Democrat judges out of his district, which is the DC district. That would be awesome. Now, how many votes does it take? What's the procedures that they have to go through to do it? Does there have to be complaints against the judge? I don't know. I've never looked into the logistics of it. Maybe that's something I will check out for you later today while I'm doing a little more research after we get done here. But that is great news. We have to start addressing the problem. I'd love to see the Supreme Court justices weigh in and start voting these lefties out, since we do control the majority. That would be awesome. It would put them in their place, and it would make them start minding. That's what it would do. Now, this here I thought was too hilarious. I figured I'd share this with y'all.
In this executive order, every Republican who complains about the tariffs.
Let me pause this.
In this executive order, every Republican who complains about the tariffs and acts like a whiny little bitch shall no longer be a Republican. They will now be part of the newly formed political party called the Panikin Party. They will now be known as Panikins, Repanikins, or just whiny little Panikin bitches, as you suggested. Thank you, sir.
All right.
In this,
That's too funny. I love it. I love it. Thought I'd share that with y'all. I don't know who made that, but that's a good one. Now, actually, Trump did sign a bunch of executive orders today, including firing some people, getting rid of some people, which need to go. Um, he also introduced a guy named Charles Schwab. If you've ever heard of Charles Schwab, I believe it's banking. He was actually in the Oval Office today. Another billionaire said this. He says this is Charles Schwab, and I'll let him tell you the rest. Now, we do know that the stock market went up like $4 trillion in 10 million, or $4 trillion in 10 minutes today, due to the fact the way Trump renegotiated the tariff deal with everybody but China. So let's listen to this.
This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made 900 million. That's not bad, because, he's in financials. I've always
The the one guy made 2.5 billion today. The other guy made 900 million, almost $1 billion today, in this massive jump that happened this morning with the resurgence of the stock market. So for everybody panicking out there, chill out. Trump's got this. For everybody that just held out, you'll be just fine. It's funny how things can rebound so fast. It's amazing, actually. Now we've got the great Ken Paxton, who is the greatest attorney general in the country, hands down. Him and Mike Bailey, just my opinion. Uh, he wants to dethrone John Cornyn, who is the Rhino senator here in Texas, who nobody likes. He is pro-war and pro-open borders for the most part. He pretends to be a Republican, but in reality, he doesn't vote like a Republican or act like a Republican in the state. He actually doesn't get along with Ken Paxton at all. And Ken Paxton, who I would prefer to be our Attorney General forever, but maybe since Trump's going to clean up the voter rolls, or Ken Paxton's done a lot of the legwork already to fix our voting system here in Texas, and Trump is going to do more to shore up the elections. Maybe we can have somebody else in the Attorney General position instead of Ken Paxton. My dilemma is I don't want Ken Paxton to quit being Attorney General. But if he's the guy that it's going to take to unseat John Cornyn, let's get it done. Let's make sure we get an attorney general in here in Texas that has the same veracity, fire, and want to root out the rot here in Texas as a real conservative, America First, MAGA patriot. And that's Ken Paxton in a nutshell. And hopefully we can find somebody that can fill his shoes. But he is definitely he's in the race. He's running 2026. If you live in Texas, I hope you vote if for no other reason than to unseat John Cornyn and
Attorney General, you
put
have
in
a big announcement I
and put
understand you want to make tonight.
we got to put Ken Paxton in and take out John Cornyn if you're a Texas voter. 2026, folks. It won't be long.
Attorney General, you have a big announcement I understand you want to make tonight. What is it?
Well, first of all, I'm excited to be on your show to do this. It's a great place to do it. I'm announcing that I'm running for U.S. Senate against John Cornyn, who apparently is running again for his fifth term, which would put him there 3 decades. It's definitely time for a change in Texas. We have another great U.S. Senator, Ted Cruz, and it's time we have another great senator that will actually stand up and fight for Republican values, fight for the values of the people of Texas, and also support Donald Trump, in the areas that he's focused on in a very significant way. And that's what I plan on doing. And I hope that people will go to my website and look at what we're doing at kenpaxton.com and obviously contribute as well.
Attorney General, you have a big announcement I understand you want to make tonight. What is it?
That's big news, folks. He's already putting out smash and trash commercials running here in Texas on John Cornyn, already on the internet, and they will be on the TV. And pretty damning. Just all the things that he has compiled that are just the facts about John Cornyn's behavior. John Cornyn is a horrible rhino. Ken Paxton beat him hands down easily. I have to believe that, and maybe he's the one for to get it done. So hope we get another great attorney general. Says Elon Musk tweeted this earlier after Chuck Schumer tweeted. Chuck Schumer tweeted, Trump has unleashed chaos on America. His tariffs hit families with largest tax hikes in more than 50 years. Doge is sabotaging Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. The market is having the worst 3 days since COVID. And he goes on like that for a while. Well, Elon Musk reposted, Chuck, I'm starting to think you're getting a piece of the action with the government fraud. But no, that couldn't be possible. That couldn't possibly be the reason, could it? Sounds like Elon Musk knows something about Chuck Schumer that we don't know. It's probably pretty easy to figure out how Chuck Schumer has made his fortune. Pretty easy. So just look at the lobbyists that contribute to Congress and the Senate. I bet the money trail is pretty out in the open. The fundraisers, the comping each other, the lavish gifts, It's probably been going on so long that they don't even hide it anymore, and I believe that's the truth. It's why all this waste, government, and fraud and abuse has been so easy to locate. All they had to do was go in there and crack open the computers, and there it was. And speaking of more Doge waste, check this out. This is crazy.
$5 trillion in payments that are untraceable. The budget line is blank, and they're worried about your Bitcoin. 5 trillion, untraceable. No idea where it went and how it was spent. A $5 trillion blank check. Social Security sent out $72 billion in bad checks. Guess who resigned last night? The head of Social Security. Right when Doge asked Michelle King to have a seat because she was about to get canned, she says, "You can't fire me because I quit." And the press is acting like this isn't suspicious.
You may assert there's no waste in the Pentagon. You may assert there's no waste in
Stephen,
Treasury.
I'm not
you
asserting,
may
I
assert
don't
there's
think
no waste
anyone
in
would assert that,
HHS.
Stephen, I don't think anyone.
Then why are you not celebrating these cuts? If you agree there is waste, if you agree there is abuse, if you agree there is corruption, why are you not celebrating the cuts, the reforms that are being instituted? Every day that no action is taken, the entire
Stephen, let's calm
salaries
down.
of American workers that are taxed disappear forever.
Stephen, let's calm down.
This is
We're
not.
we're not having a debate.
There's no reason
about whether there are
Well,
places.
you are clearly trying to debate me, and I will be, as I want to be, about the fact that we are saving Americans billions of dollars.
$1 billion in payments that are untraceable. The budget line is blank, and they're worried about your Bitcoin.
It's not just a company, it's actually an individual.
Oh,
And he
I
made,
got a window.
he made
Hold on.
$2.5 billion today, and he made 900.
Apologize. Let me back that up a little bit. Know what happened? I guess a window.
Every day that no action is taken, the entire
Stephen, let's calm
salaries
down.
of American workers that are taxed disappear forever.
Stephen, let's calm down.
This is
we're
not.
We're not having a debate.
There's no reason
about whether there are
Well,
places.
you are clearly trying to debate me, and I will be, as I want to be, about the fact that we are saving Americans billions of dollars.
$1 billion in payments that are untraceable. The budget line is blank, and they're worried about your Bitcoin. 5 trillion, untraceable. No idea where it went and how it was spent. A $5 trillion blank check.
They had 14 computers in several different agencies spread out that would literally have the ability to ask the Treasury, send an email to Treasury for payment, and the payments would be sent. No voucher, no purchase order, no receipt, no transaction routing number, none of that stuff. No paper trail. That has to be theft. No other way to look at it. People are not that sloppy on accident, not for years and years and years. Now, for anybody that's worried about the economy tanking under this tariff war, listen to what one of the smartest people you could probably ever ask about the economy. Here, Mr. Wonderful on CNN. He likes to go on CNN and several of these shows and just tell him how the cow ate the cabbage, because he does know more about business and finance, world trade, than I would say 95% of the population. And so I think he is a good one to listen to on this, and he sets them straight as to what needs to be done to China. He's been dealing with China for years and years, being in the marketing business.
104% tariffs in China are not enough. I'm advocating 400%. I do business in China. They don't play by the rules. They've been in the WTO for decades. They have never abided by any of the rules they agreed to when they came in for decades. They cheat, they steal IP. I can't litigate in their courts. They take product, technology, they steal it, they manufacture it, and sell it back here. Never has an administration.
400% tariffs? What would that
I
look
want
like?
Xi on an airplane to Washington to level the playing field. This is not about tariffs anymore. Nobody has taken on China yet, not the Europeans, no administration for decades. As someone who actually does business there, I've had enough. I speak for millions of Americans who have IP that have been stolen by the Chinese. I have nothing against the Chinese people. They brought great literacy, art, and tech to the world. The government cheats and steals, and finally, an administration, you may not like Trump, you may not like his style or his rhetoric, finally, an administration that puts up and says enough. 400% tariffs tomorrow morning. He'll tell you why. Xi can only stay the supreme leader if people are employed. If we wipe out any business there, because we are still 39% of all consumables on Earth and 25% of the world's GDP, America is the #1 economy on Earth with all the cards. We will not have that forever. It's time to squeeze Chinese heads into the wall now.
Well,
I'm
hold
not
on a
talking about
second,
tariffs.
Kevin. Well, I hear you, but hold on. If we're talking about people, the average consumer, not necessarily the head honchos of businesses all across the globe, can they withstand the pressure of that sort of tax on the goods that are going down?
Short-lived. There will be
But what's your timeline compared to, you don't know the average American's timeline, what they can actually survive. There's people right now who can't survive
400% tomorrow morning, cheese on an airplane to Washington to cut a deal. 104.
I say this. The solution to all that is stock up. We may have a month that prices are going to go up on certain items. You may need your products from China. If you're going to buy a TV, maybe you need to buy it this week instead of next week, because this tariff thing may change the whole dynamic of things. But unless it's a big ticket item, this is not going to affect most people. 99% of the people shopping at the dollar store and at Walmart. This is not going to affect you that much. And it's like you said, it's going to be short lived. It's going to be temporary, because in the end, China's going to buckle because they do want to do business with us. They have to. Their economy depends on it. We could actually declare war against China and kick them out of our country, take all the farmland back away from them. There's a lot of things we could do to really make Xi think twice. Since Trump is reordering the world, not just America, and I know he couldn't do it better. No one could do it better. So I want armchair quarterback. I want to armchair the quarterback the man. I want armchair quarterback the man. Let Don cook. Guess I need to get my glasses out today. I'm having a problem reading.
Trump's reciprocal tariffs are way larger than just bringing
Love
jobs
this
back to
guy.
America and ending the income tax. Keir Starmer explained it all. That Star Wars villain that runs the UK, their prime minister, he said it right there. He goes, what Trump has done has killed globalism. And that's why you see China fighting back so hard. You know, Trump just now hit them with 104% tariffs. And what has also been exposed is China's control over Canada, which then plays into why Trump was saying Canada would be better off as a 51st state, because Canada needs to be under the umbrella of the United States, not China. China has been influencing not only Canadian elections, they've tried to pump money into ours as well, just like fucking Israel. And that's a whole nother, and Trump even fucking flipped pages on Israel too. He had Benjamin Netanyahu in there yesterday, and Benjamin Netanyahu's sitting next to him, and Trump announces that, Saturday we're gonna hold direct peace talks and negotiations with Iran and go towards a peace deal, because that is a better option than war. And Benjamin Netanyahu's face was just like, what are you saying? Hey, give me a minute here, all right? Silence. Benjamin Netanyahu's all just like, whoa, what's going on here? You know, no, because Israel fully wants a war with Iran. Iran is the 7th country of the 7 wars in 5 years that Israel was looking for. You know, Afghanistan, Libya, Iraq, Syria. They already went down the fucking list. Iran's the last one. Israel wants us to take Iran off the map so that Israel can expand to their greater Israel plan, which involves taking over Jordan, parts of Iraq. Just go look that up. Israel is not interested in just occupying what land it has. It wants to take over all of it, and it wants us to do their dirty work, as we have been doing for so long. And everybody thought that Trump was doing Israel's bidding, which I think more, he is walking a line
of keeping them. You can't just go full firebomb on these motherfuckers. And Trump is showing us all the way to peace. People, this is Trump is laying out a genius plan, and it has to go A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And I think the arrests are probably more like fucking E, F, or G, and we're only at fucking C here. You know,
I agree.
we gotta give Trump time to cook here. And I mean, I'm already seeing that progress. I was as concerned as everybody when he put those bombers down there on that island and was threatening Iran, but that's Trump's typical fucking say some shit that's way over the top, and then the other team will totally come to the table and negotiate right back to the line of what you were looking for.
Yep.
I'm willing to let him cook. RFK, that shit's way more concerning because RFK has now flipped completely from saying, you know, the measles vaccine is a scam to he's tweeting out there that somebody, you know, that you should all take the measles vaccine. It's like, what the fuck? Maybe RFK isn't even running his own Twitter account. That's a possibility. Or like Candace says, he's being blackmailed and we might not be getting the Maha movement. That's disappointing. But those are all things we can cover down the road, right? I would say hold the line, people. Have faith. Let Trump cook. Good luck to you all. And long live this beautiful republic.
That's right. Long live the republic. I love it. I love it. A couple more little short clips for you folks, and we'll call it a day. Sorry about the lighting in here. It is a bright, sunny day, and I got the lights coming through the windows. Got the windows open, so a little bit of a glare. Now, this is my impression of the country right now. It's over. We're back. It's over. We're back. It's over. We're back. Kind of funny because it's kind of true, but I think we're way back. We're so back. Trump's going to fix a lot. Just give him some time. Be patient. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's my favorite thing to say because that means I've had some good news. Like I said, folks, hope everybody enjoys the show. Thanks for listening, all that good stuff. Today was a glorious day. I was able to get some more groceries come in through my job for the homeless, so it's going to be a glorious weekend again. We're going to do it like we did last Sunday. Anybody wants to join the live and watch us chase down the homeless people and see how many of them we can get fed on a Sunday afternoon. Like, subscribe, and share to all the Patriots. Everybody have a great day. Over and out.